So check out my favorite strength and muscle size set and rep schemes. You probably have not done these, and if you plug these into your training programs, you're just gonna see your strength and muscle gains skyrocket. All right, check this out. So today, I got the whiteboard with me. I probably won't be going through all of these lifting, but I will show you just examples of how it might look like from a standpoint of rest periods in between this. So these are some of the, I would say, rep and set schemes that we use here at Vigor Ground, especially once it comes to intermediate and advanced, right? You probably won't see me doing a lot of this with beginners because we're going to do a lot of linear periodization. But these are phenomenal if you want to add size or strength. And I'll show you kind of which ones I like best for either or a mix of, right? So let's look at, I'm going to bring out the pens real quick. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so essentially this is 5 sets. I really like this one too. If you're a person this is somebody like me, does well with this, where I'm going to go with lighter loads for a little bit higher reps, right? And I start feeling better. Like my third, fourth set is usually where I'm like, okay, right? I'm feeling good. My pattern's locked in. And so this is a great one, right? Where you might be going 5 reps at a, 75 to 80% of top load, right? And then we have a rest break, your regular 90 seconds, 2 minutes. I tend to keep it a little bit shorter, right? Basically, I'll go from shorter rest breaks to longer rest breaks when I do that rep and set scheme. So imagine when people say well, how would I use this? Let's say this is my trap bar deadlift, it's my full body day or it's my lower body day. I've done my dynamic warm-ups. Me personally, I do plyos and sprints as well. So I'm gonna do my sprints, my plyos, boom. I come to my main lift, right? This is my rep and set scheme for my main lift, my trap bar deadlift, right? And I'm gonna do my ramp up sets, so my warm up sets, and then I'm gonna go and get my 5 reps. So pretend again, this was already sitting here, but I usually do this off the floor, but let's say I'm doing my 5 reps, and this is at a 77, 80%, right? I hit my 5. Boom, okay? I take a breather. I got again, I'm keeping them shorter, so I might go 90 seconds to 2 minutes on this one. I'd put on more weight, right? I'd start going into the 80+% rep range on this one, and I'd hit a 4. I'd take my break, I hit a 3, right? And then I'd probably get somewhere to a 95% of 1 RM on my 1. Maybe even again, if I'm feeling good, if I'm feeling really good, I might go to match my 1 RM. I might go beat it, right? But again, this is straight sets, meaning 5 break, 4 break, 3 break, 2 break, 1 break, right? Great one. As far as this second one is my favorite in building strength. It's a 3-2-1 wave, right? So a 3-2-1 wave means that I'm going to do a heavy set of 3, but imagine that usually I'm gonna do 2 to 3 waves. 4 possibly on a very good week where I'm feeling great and I'm gonna have a higher volume, but usually it's gonna be 2 to 3. 3 kind of being the sweet spot. So the way that it would work is my first wave, I would do a set of 3 that probably I could do 4 to 5 reps with, right? So again, let's just pretend. For me, if I did a 3-2-1, my max right now is about 500, 515, almost for sure. So I would do in my first wave of 3-2-1, my 3 would probably be a 405, right? So I'd hit my 405. Now I'm taking a break. Again, in this, I tend to go a little bit faster, minute and a half-ish here. I go heavier with the load and do it 2, okay? And so if I did 405, my 2 would probably be about 425, right? So let's say I got a minute and a half break. I get my 2, I'm going up with the weight. Now I'm gonna break another minute and a half, and I'm gonna do a 1 probably with 445. Now think about what I said. I said my max is 5 to 515. So I just completed a wave of 3, 2, 1, okay? Let's write these out because this will be helpful, okay? So my first wave, I went 405 for 3, 425 for 2, 445 for 1, okay? Take a full break, 2 minutes, 2+ minutes. Wave 2, so second, I'm probably gonna now go 425. I'm probably gonna now go 425, 465 for 1, okay? My third wave, so let's say this is my final wave for the day. I'm gonna go maybe 455 for 3, a 485 for 2, and I'll finish at 505 for 1. I'm gonna match my 1 RM, right? And that was 3 waves, okay? Now on a day like this, because again, this is kind of like your main chunk on the strength work, you're still gonna do your supplement training and your assistance work, but there's gonna be less of it, right? Again, this could be part of a full body training session, it could be part of a lower body training session. But that's a 3-2-1 wave, and that's one of the best, I would say, kind of strength set and rep protocols when it comes to strength. This next one is a 5-4-3. Okay, this is a really good strength and size one. Now, here, I can tell you right now, you're probably most of the time gonna go for 2 waves. That's it, right? Because you're getting a nice chunk of volume at pretty high intensities. Right, so we're regularly not gonna do three waves on this one. We're going through the same mentality, by the way, right? So same mentality as that. Where the first wave, I'm gonna be a little bit more conservative, right? So think nervous system's gonna potentiate, get ramped up. I'm gonna do 5 reps, take my 1.5 break, 4 reps. And when people say, should it be exactly 1.5 minutes? No, I'll say this, you know, what your work capacity is like. I have pretty high work capacity, so initially I take a little shorter breaks and they get longer as the weight gets heavier, and in the second load it gets a little bit longer, right? So it's somewhat intuitive as well here, right? That again, this is why this is for intermediate and more advanced lifters. But your 5 rep, your first wave, you're probably gonna go with something that you can lift for about 7 reps. Right, you can do that for 5. You're gonna do your 4 for something you can lift for 6, and you're gonna do your 3 for something you can probably lift for 4 or 5. And then your second wave, you know, you're gonna get closer to your 5 RM. You're not gonna get your 5 RM, but like close to it, close to your 4, close to your 3, right? So again, that's 6 sets of pretty damn good, I would say, lifting. Now this one, the 753, this is definitely a muscle building one. Again, you're not gonna get more than 2 on this one, right? So challenging 7, challenging 5, challenging 3. Your first wave, you're gonna be about, again, 1, probably 2 reps away from failure. And your second wave, you're gonna be close to your rep maxes. Obviously, you're not gonna probably go your rep maxes, but close to your rep maxes, okay? And last but not least, the 1-6 contrast. If I'm not mistaken, Charles Poliquin popularized this, and you're gonna do, so 1 rep, 6 reps. 1 rep, 6 reps, and then again 1 and 6. Actually, the last one's gonna be 6+, right? So essentially you're potentiating. Okay, so again, let's take my trap bar deadlift example where I'm, let's say I can get 1 rep for a 505, okay? My first, again, contrast set of 1 and 6, I'll probably get about, you know, let's call it 455, and then I'm gonna go 385 for 6, okay? My second one, I might go 495, and then I'm gonna go 405 for 6. Then my last one, let's say I go 500 or 505, and I'm gonna go 425, 6 or more, right? I'm just kind of potentiating up, okay, in this contrast manner. And by the way, I may go lower than that. Again, it could be, depends on the day. Maybe if I'm not feeling that great after my ramp up sets, maybe this will be 435, and this will be 365, right? And I kind of just potentiate it up. And it's the same thing, right? Between the 1 and the 6, I'm usually gonna go 1.5 to 2 minutes. In my first sets, maybe even less. Maybe it'll be a minute to a minute and a half. But then as it becomes more challenging, I'm gonna take a little bit of a longer break, right? And again, this is another, as you can see, there's 3 of these contrasts in here, okay? Now, people will say, okay, Luka, well, if strength is my number 1 priority, what would be your choice? Okay, well, let's take the green one so I change it up a little bit, right? So this will be my first choice, is a 3-2-1. Then 5-4-3-2-1 will be my second. 1-6 contrast will be my third. Whoops. This will be fourth, and this will be fifth. Now, if size, for mainly size, 7-5-3 is, I can let you know this right now for people that have not done this. And by the way, you're gonna have strength gains here too, right? But if you wanted to, size was your main thing, and I had 3 days a week, right? And I was doing some type of squat variation, bench variation, and then deadlift variation, right? To get this would be the go-to for me right here, right? And again, you could choose different exercises here. I just laid out those kind of the big 3, right? Then I would go 5-4-3 wave, 1-6 contrast, 5-4-3-2-1, and 3-2-1, right? Kind of almost inversing it. Now, if you did if you wanted a little bit of both, kind of like the in-between, 5-4-3-2-1 strength size is great. 1-6 contrast, 5-4-3 waves, 7-5-3 waves, and then 3-2-1 waves. Right, so it kind of gives you a little bit of a choose your own adventure here, right? Now, I wanted to also share, if you were gonna go kind of like the block model, this is what we'll usually use for when clients come in and do intermediate stuff. Let's do this with the green one right here. So, see this outlined right here? Boom, okay. So weeks 1 through 4, we'd start with more accumulation, right? More accumulation, 7-5-3 wave, right? More muscle building. Then we'd go to a 5-3-1 for weeks 5 to 8, and then from weeks 9 to 11, it'll be a 3-2-1, right? So if you're looking at that, that's a 11-week program, right? And that works very, very, very well. Now, if you went pretty damn advanced here, I'd pendulum it, right? So week 1, I'd go 7-5-3, week 2, 5-3-1, week 3, 3-2-1, then I'd go 6-4-2, 3-2-1, 2-2-1, right? Again, you can kind of steal those and still plug in, you're taking this for your big lifts and then you're plugging in your assistance stuff, your supplement exercise and your assistance exercise. But I can tell you this right now, if you have never done this and you go, again, on an 11-week block here, you go on a 6-week and rotate it through again for a 12-week, you will see some of the best gains that you've ever had. Now, pick exercises that you're proficient in that are, again, not beating up your joints, right? So for me, again, I would probably go a Kabuki Cadillac bench, right? Very joint friendly for me. I would do a trap bar deadlift. And honestly, I'm absolutely loving the pendulum squat right now. Maybe that's a front squat for you. Maybe that's a safety bar squat for you. You figure that out. But for me, pendulum crushes on this, right? And go for it and steal this, use this, and you'll see the best gains you had in 12 weeks, right? So with that said, hey, if you love this type of education as well, where I'm pulling out the whiteboard, obviously I wasn't gonna go and do every protocol at my maxes because I'm still sore from yesterday. But hey, let me know, because I'll definitely do more of this stuff so you guys can take it, learn from it, apply it with yourself and with your clients. Now, for more tips like this, education like this, to feel, look, perform more like an athlete without the nagging aches and pains, make sure to subscribe to this channel.